Gentlemen, I would like, it's great to see you all. My name is from School of Electrical Engineering and Informatics, Bandung Institute of Technology, ITB. In this opportunity, I would like to present our paper entitled Adaptive Forwarding Strategy in NEM Data Networking Survey. I represent the member of the NDA Research Group at ITB, namely Ade Nurhayati, Galih Nugra Nurkafi, and Professor Nana Rahwana Sambas. In this presentation, we will discuss about survey forwarding strategy on NEM data networking. Some of the points that I will explain to you about introduction, research, background, objective research. Then I will explain why strategy forwarding is so important for us. Finally, we will know the result of the research are in the detail of work and result section, and the last is conclusion. First, I will explain to you about NDN. NDN can be said to be the future internet architecture in terms of trust model and network privacy. NDN can also, why? Because NDN is less overhead, less expensive, and NDN is also more secure. NDN project was founded by NSF in September 2010, and NDN and also endpoint communication on NDN based on NEM data, namely interest and data. Why forwarding strategy is important on NDN? Because the forwarding strategy to make decision as to whether, when, and where an interest will be made has an impact on the performance of an application. That different application, we will use different forwarding strategy approach. So application developer must consider based on the performance result of the select forwarding strategy. So it is important to consider and study how to the network characteristic, topology, and content location when the forwarding strategy is applied in NDN. The problem is how to improve forwarding strategy performance by maximizing the combination of forwarding. They can adaptively adapt to network characteristic with G. And then how to improve the performance of the forwarding strategy by considering the parameter that can affect the performance of the forwarding strategy. An objective. The objective of the survey on forwarding strategy in NEM data networking are the first is to provide information about the performance of the accordance with the result obtained. And the second is perform measurement metric analysis to find out what metric have the most influence on the performance of the forwarding strategy. The example are drop, latency, and other. In NDN architecture, producer acts as server, consumer as server, consumer acts as client, and middle node acts as router. As NDN node has three data structure. Namely the first content store. Content store is used as a temporary cache of the receipt packet. This is content store. And the second is pending interest table packet that are forwarded and waiting for data retrieval. Interest base or FIB. FIB serves to store the name traffic that is deployed in the routing. And then NEM data networking architecture is changed in the current communication paradigm. namely address, server, host. That internet user only need content and application based on data naming, but not a location or IP address. This is end-to-end mechanism. First, communication and then start from the consumer, sending interest packet, and then start from the consumer. This is consumer. The consumer assign arbitrary name to interest packet before forwarding into the network. This is data request from consumer, and then the outgoing phase in interface of the end-to-end node use the name to send the reset packet to the producer. This is producer. When the interest packet is received by the node that has the request data, the packet will be returned with appropriate data packet to the consumer, and this is producer. This is producer. This is example, and then communication is controlled by the receiving and other the data consumer. To receive data, the consumer must send. This is consumer. This is consumer must send in the form of an interest packet and data packet. The type of packet carry name that identifying piece of data that can be transmit in one data packet to be able to receive data and send into the network. For example, this router say yes, I have the data, and router respond send interest data request. The router will identify, this is router will identify the interface of the incoming request and then forward the interest packet by looking at the name in the forwarding information base. This is forwarding information base, and then forwarding the interest to the data producer. And our contribution is the first analyzing its proposed forwarding strategy by comparing the test result to the forwarding strategy based on performatic topology type, and then implementation such as and then simulator, for example, and then sim, omnet, plus, manet, and manet. The second, we also classify which measurement metric format of the forwarding strategy. The third, we will provide information about the most frequently used simulator for testing proposed forwarding strategy algorithm. And result. Please look at the picture. Based on the analysis of the result of the proposal forwarding strategy performance test, we get the result that once measurement metric, most of the proposed forwarding strategy use metric this interest satisfaction rate of 15%. This metric is used to measure how efficient the data deliver is from its approach use. Another interest satisfaction ratio, or ISR, is the ratio of the number of interest packet that have received the appropriate content. So this metric is very influence on the performance of the forwarding strategy. And delay The delay parameter also affect the performance of the forwarding strategy. 32%. This is delay. Delay is data transmission time that is too late from the sender and receive, or the delay in transmission time from the consumer, router, and producer. And also uh, data packet parameter also affect the performance of the forwarding strategy. 29%. This is data packet of strategy forwarding proposal use this metric. Send data metric is used to measure the total number of data packet that have been forward in the network. The use of data metric is very important because it affect other metric. In addition, the delivery parameter and hop count. This is hop count parameter are also widely used in measuring strategy forwarding performance. 21% of strategy forwarding proposed use delivery metric. Use delivery metric, and 21% use hop count parameter. Please look at the picture. Based on the result obtained, we also make a classification in the form of metric chart based on parameter group such as interest, hop count, delay, delivery, and other metric. And then we also classify the percent of strategy forwarding implementation by type. This is type of simulator. For example, and the enzyme, Omnet++, Fanet or Manet. 71% proposed forwarding strategy is realisasi in the enzyme simulator, and 21% of the proposed forwarding strategy is realized in small topology for percentage of use topology type based on size in all proposed paper. Next, in conclusion, based on the result of survey of strategy forwarding, we conclude that forwarding strategy is decision making about the purpose of forwarding, when and where the interest will be forward, and each different application will require forwarding behavior different. To find out the characteristic of each proposed forwarding. Enable data networking as the future internet architecture, so that research opportunity are still wide open currently, and then research are still doing a lot of research in area that are directly related to important end-to-end components such as pending interstable or PIT, and forwarding strategy in forwarding interest base or FIB, and content store or GS. The topic of foreign strategy research is a very interesting topic and has great opportunity in the current and future development of NDN. Thank you.